We're bringing back the YouTube stream. So if you were in the previous YouTube chat, then it's now gone, and I'm going to bring up a new one, and yay, it's here. Okay, so we seem to be back on with the YouTubes, and welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you being here and hanging with us during our technical glitches. See, I'm still bringing up internet on everything here. Star Trek Fleet Command coming back in. Yeah, Vita says the numbers are rising as people start to prefer Discord. Yeah, well, Discord has you know what? Discord is like Old Faithful, right? It's been working. We've been using Discord for a year. We're trying the YouTube thing, and I'm obviously clearly not very good at this. All right, now look here. See, somebody killed my Enterprise while I was gone. Who was it? Somebody took it out. Somebody took it out. Hey, what's up, Mac? Appreciate you listening live and killing my ship at the same time. Mac is in the room right now. Shout out. RVNC and Mac, who killed my Enterprise. How did he do? Let's see. Oh, wow, I didn't even come close. Well, it's a 7 million jelly, so yeah. Mac says, I gave it a courtesy wait, but it was there for a long time. You should. You know what? It's a no-fly zone. No-fly zone. So we were talking about some of these particles. We've been talking about the mining and everything. Let's talk a little bit about, somebody asked a question about the Metrion particle. The Metrion particle. So let's talk a little bit about the Metrion particle. When we were talking in the Discord at the very, very beginning about what this was going to cost, we talked about knowing that the researches were going to be about 32,000 omega particles. Yeah, no, the phantom, Sirax, and quantum particles. That was what we knew that it was going to cost. We also know that there are 3,000 prime particles, okay? We know that there's 3,000 prime particles. And finally, we know that there are, and what I'm looking for right now in the YouTube channel, I'm in the Discord right now, and I'm looking in our graphics room, because there was also, well, here it is, thank you. Right here, we also know that we're going to need 8,250 Metrion particles, okay? So what I want to do here with you, and I've actually not done this. This is actually a good idea to try to do live on with you. Let's do a little bit of searching on these Metrion particles. I don't even know if LCARS is going to have this information loaded as far as a Metrion particle. But you know what? Here, let's do this. Let's take a quick peek at the research tree, and let's find one of these later researches. All right. Yeah, Beyond the Stars says we still need to kind of figure out where they go, and maybe we don't know exactly where they're going to be. Let's take a look at the research tree. Scott says, that's embarrassing. I died to a 7 million jelly. I die frequently to 7 million jellies. Like, I don't know that I've ever beaten a 7 million jelly, unless he was, like, extremely damaged to begin with, okay? Like, way, way down. Let's take a look at... Let's take a look at weapon development. We see it's a 10-level research. So let's do weapon development and see if we can find where the Metrions are going to be used. Weapon development, and we'll just do alt and, research, not our resource. Yep. Weapon, if I could type, development. Okay. Let's pop that up now and see. We know that there's 10 levels, and it is not yet. Okay, so let's try that command again. Weapon, development, and we'll go with rank 8. There they are, folks, okay? There's some Metrion particles. So they are in the system. We do know that they're going to be needed, okay? Let's see. I wonder how deep they're needed. You think they're needed earlier in the tree? Let's take a look at another research that's a little bit earlier in the tree. Let's go with Explorer Warfare. It's a 12-level research. So let's take a look. Explorer Warfare. Research, Explorer Warfare 12. No, just phantom particles there. So this could be something that is just late in the tree. Let's go back and try to find another research in this area. Let's go. We did weapon development. Let's go optimized construction. Optimized construction 10. Let's try that one and see where this stuff could be. Research. Oops, wrong one. Research. Optimized construction 10. No Metrion particles, just Surex particles. So this may lead me to believe, guys, this may lead me to hypothesize that these Metrion particles are just in this last one. Well, that would make sense. Holy smokes. Thank you, Beyond the Stars. There they are. Look, here. Are those anywhere else? Yep, there's the Metrion symbol. Thank you. Just these last 3 researches, okay? Now, let's take a look at these last researches, and we'll do, let's go back to weapon development, okay? I want to go back to weapon development and see if we can get full cost. Research, weapon development, we'll go total. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, right here, 2,750 of the Metrion particles. We know that if we go back up, okay, we know if we go back into our graphics room, they only need 8,250 for the entire research tree. This was the total cost of the entire research tree. So 8,250, and if we go back into this right here, there's 2,750. So what is 2,750 times 3? That is, right? 2,750 times 3 is 8,250. So, folks, right there, we figured it out. That these particular nodes right here, just these 3, shield enhancement, weapon development, and hull stability, these right here are the only ones that require Metrion particles. Now, let's dive into weapon development, because I'm sure that all 3 of them are going to be the same. I wonder how high up an ops level you need to be before you need to start worrying about Metrion particles. Development, let's just do 1 here, okay? There we go. Start worrying about Metrion particles in the first level, but requiring Ops 35. Okay? Ops 35, but we need to start looking at these Metrion particles very, very early. So let's go back. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you what I was looking at right there. Sorry, on the YouTube stream. There you go. And this is what I was just showing from Elcars here just a second ago, is the 2,750 Metrion particles times 3 researches. There's your 8,250. That's exactly what we need. Here on weapon development, even level 1, requiring 50 Metrion particles. So we know we're going to need it early. R&D is going to be required at Ops 35. Okay, so you can't even get to the Metrion particle research until you're Ops 35, but where are we going to get the Metrion particles? Let's go back into the game, and of course, I don't even know. I'm not even going to be able to open this up. Where can we find a good description of a Metrion particle? Is there anywhere in the game where we can see a Metrion particle? Let's see. I don't know that we're going to find... Let's check in items. I don't guess that it would be down here. Let's see if we can find these particles. Not here, so they must be under the materials tab. Mycelium. Parts. Well, where are these particles? Anybody know where the particles are?
Chat.
Huh? Oh, Snipes. Okay, Snipes, you're showing them. And that would be why. Okay, there we go. So, Metrion particles used in advanced territory capture can burn as a reward in Tier 3 zones. Okay. So, what we know then is that there's going to be another type of event somewhere, somehow, that's going to maybe possibly give these things away. Okay. We don't know what it's going to be. Beyond the Stars is hypothesizing a mining event. I am not going to disagree with you. The interesting thing is, though, okay, let's go back into the game. It won't be Isogen, okay, because if you look at every Tier 3 system in the game, every Tier 3 system in the entire map, none of them contain Isogen, okay? All of the Tier 3 territory systems contain G3 and G4 materials. Here is Makala, 4-star gas, 3-star gas, all right? There's one. You take a look at, none of them contain Isogen. Here's Nierheimer, okay? More gas. Come over here to Jags territory, Crystal, okay? Over here, UNSF has one. Ore. Okay, down here, Jammed is going to be going, Jammed has one right here, Ore. And then over here in the bottom right-hand corner, or bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to guess that's Crystal, and it sure is. Okay, now Hudson says maybe capture nodes. Okay, definitely could be capture nodes, I suppose. I doubt it, I doubt it. They're going to want to make you mine this stuff. Beyond the Stars says earn as a reward in Isogen mining events in 3-star zones. That's interesting. All right. Thank you, Big Country. Let me go back to that item list. You guys are watching here. So the Metrion particle. Where are you guys seeing? Where are you guys seeing that particular screenshot? Metrion particle can be earned as a reward in tier 3 zones. Oh, you need to pay to see it. Do you already have that research unlocked? Big Country.
Yeah.
How now? Okay. How? You bought tier 2,
territory 2, and territory 3, and that gave me enough to go do one all the way across.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I haven't unlocked that one. As you see, it's 0.
Well, yeah, and for example, I was almost there. I only bought territory 3, and I was able to get all the way up to here. Now, a lot of people spent time leveling these over here. I was actually shooting to unlock the entire tree, so I only did 1 level of everything to try to get deeper into the tree, which is apparently exactly what Big did. All right, because he was trying to get over here, and he did. The Territory 2 package gave him enough extra particles, because, see, I ran out. So the Territory 2 package gave him enough particles to do level 1 here, which then unlocked these 3 right here, which presumably you still cannot do. Well, I guess you can because you bought some, right? You had...
I just got 1 of 10 in all of them.
Well, and we just saw, if we go back to Elcars, we see that it cost 50 Metrion particles for that first one. And what did even I have? Out of buying Territory 3, I got 150 Metrion particles. So if each one costs 50 at the first level, then I could get level 1 of all 3 of those. Okay? So, that's what you're looking at there. Okay? Yes, somebody's yelling at me to start repairing my Enterprise. There you go. Okay? So we do have some mining events. Now, it's interesting to note that your tooltip, Big Country, which I cannot see, and here, I'll throw this on the YouTube real fast. We'll go back to Discord, and I'll throw this on YouTube real quick. The screenshot that he was just showing is this one right here, the Metrion particle. Earned as a reward in Isogen mining events in Tier 3 zones. Here's the problem. With this particular tooltip, that's actually super weird, okay, because there are no Isogen nodes in Tier 3 zones. There aren't any.
Is it referring to systems with 3-star bubbly in them?
It could, but shocker, the tooltip is not exactly it's not exactly explanatory, right? So it says Tier 3 zones. We would assume that a Tier 3 zone is what they have always referred to as a Tier 3 zone, which is over here on the map, all right? Labeled as a Tier 3 zone, which would be this. But if you'll notice, absolutely no Isogen in these systems. So maybe it's by owning a territory. We don't know. It could be just owning a territory, But we will see those things present themselves a little bit later, all right? Now,
but what if it's mining the 4-star in those Tier 3 zones? Or maybe those 4-star nodes will turn into random Isogen, 4-tier, 3-tier, whatever they want to call it.
It could. But on the other hand, too, it's also not like tooltips are always right. Right, Snake Eyes? I mean, that's what I meant.
Come on. The tooltips are always right.
Yay, tooltips, all right? Dahaga says it could just be a description error, and that's certainly possible. Let's talk about errors. I know I've been putting this off a little bit, okay? Let's talk about errors. Let's go on back over here to the Tier 3 territory from Saturday. Nearheimer, that did not happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I do have news to provide you. I have news to provide you on the front of Nearheimer. Let's get our breaking news bed. Yep, this is appropriate. Dear community, dear citizens of Talking Trek Live, dear fan base of UltimatDJz. I threw that third one in there because that's not really a thing. Here's what we know. Nearheimer was bugged Saturday night. Nobody could join it. The clock was all goofy. And immediately Saturday night, the issue was raised to live ops, where we said, we demand a territory. We demand a make-up session. We demand to be granted this territory. By the way, I say we because I wasn't over here competing. Snake Eyes was, though. Big Country was. They were ready to go, as is a vast majority of servers had at least one alliance that was ready to go. Beyond the Stars says he was affected. We talked about this the other day. We did some math on it, all right? 95 U.S. servers. Let's pretend that 2/3 of them had an alliance that was ready to go. Let's pretend that 2/3 of those would have been uncontested. Okay? Woo, look at there, Morath. DJ on the big screen. What's up? All right. Anyway, I figure that you got somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,000 to 5,000 players that were affected. That's my ballpark guess. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I honestly, I'm going with 4. And take a look here, okay? Now, Grudging Sue's on a European server, so you wouldn't have been affected anyway, all right? But he says no one on our server has any T3 territories captured. No one has the cores. Oh, my. Oh, my, Grudging Sue. There's a... I'm surprised at that. Nobody has it yet? That's really surprising. Anyway, let's pretend that we're on a U.S. server that's like that, okay, where no one has the cores yet, all right, and nobody could do it. Then that server is eliminated. That server has no problem from Scopley, okay? Scopley doesn't have to do anything for those players because nothing went wrong, all right? But for the rest of the United States servers, there was probably, and again, I'm guessing, in the neighborhood... All right, I'm guessing in the neighborhood of approximately 40 to 50 total alliances worth. All right, which I'm going to guess is approximately 4,000 to 5,000 players overall. All right, maybe a few more, maybe a few less. That's who I think was affected by Saturday night's bug. Here's what happened. All right, you couldn't join the takeover. Well, that inhibited your progression. Take a look here at Think. All right, now Think you had. If I remember, Big, you're going to have to help me remember, okay? You had Frampton. All right, that's where you started. Then you came over here and you captured the Tier 2 Herojost, right? Then you were going to move north into Nearheimer. Then, if I remember right, you were going to look at Vantar up here because there was no warp path here. Oh, I guess there is a warp path into Elder. What was your original plan? You told me that you were going to be held up. Tell me why.
No, we were moving east.
Right.
We started in New Jord.
Okay.
And we were moving up east, moving north to Nearheimer, and then moving east towards Thos.
Okay. So let me ask you, and I know that your alliance was affected. I get that. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me how Nearheimer impacted your strategy for the rest of the week? Because if that was your plan, I actually don't see that it did affect you, other than losing the, not having the system.
Yeah, just the buff. And then, of course, we wanted to have the
G4,
the nodes for Lat Monday,
right?
The G4 nodes and the so that more of our players could mine G4 material.
So here's what he's talking about.
It's a faster mining rate.
Yeah.
So that was how we were affected.
So so let's take a look. Here's what he's talking about. He's talking about these two services. Advanced Repair Enhancer and Normal Normal Repair Enhancer. Both of these, by the way, are 75%, so you're actually getting a 150% efficiency. All right. Plus, then, he's talking about these G4 nodes, which are high speed. And not only that, these are double speed, okay, but these are double speed and these are also double speed. So you had 3 systems worth of double speed nodes, and on top of the double speed, the alpha system would have been double points. Okay, the alpha system would have been double points, and therein lies the. You know what? Thank you, Jonathan. I want to show this off here real quick, folks. All right, I'm going to switch you back over into Discord just for a second and show you what happened as a result of that system being lost. All right, the Athenians captured first place in Latinum Rush. Okay, that has happened before. Okay, Think is you'll even notice they renamed their alliance name to make sure that Scopley and the entire world realized that they were not able to get a 3-star territory. Okay, they were the only alliance whose path took them through Nearheimer and then they couldn't get it. All right, the Athenians, Jag, and Ravenclaw, and jammed. All right? The other top 4 alliances out of the top 5 all had a Tier 3 territory. All right. Don't believe me? Let's go back and check. All right. Here we go. Jags up here at the north. Okay, right here. They're in the green. And where's their tier 3? I'm losing it. Here it is right there. So there's their G4 nodes. There's Jag. All right, we had RVNC down here. Oh, there's Jams. Okay, there's their G4 system. RVNC was over here. Oh, they did not. No, they moved, didn't they? Was that before or after Monday? I think they moved afterwards, so they did not have one. Let's see. Who else was on the board? We also had the Athenians, of course. The Athenians are up here. The Athenians are orange, and there's theirs in Makala. Okay? So, coming back to this leaderboard here, okay, you had RVNC who did not have one, and you had Think that did not have one. The Athenians and Jag both had one, and of course you can see the Athenians won by a country mile. Get it, Big? They won by a country mile. And to be clear, all right, Big is probably a little sore about that. He's probably not really laughing a whole lot because he's sore about it. All right, and he should be.
Nah, it's all good.
It's okay. But it's okay to be sore because the game failed you. Okay, the game put you at a disadvantage. It's one thing when the game doesn't work.
Bad luck.
Yeah, exactly. It's one thing when the game doesn't work and it affects everybody in a similar fashion. But in your particular case, it affected you at a disadvantage compared to the rest of the galaxy. And for those of you playing on other servers everywhere else, you were the same exact way. Okay, same exact way. If you were an alliance that was capturing any of these other Tier 3 systems, then great, you had an advantage over anybody who unwittingly decided to choose this path because this system was bugged. Now, here's what we know. I know that compensation is being discussed. I know that communication as a whole has been super duper quiet. Like, they haven't said anything. They haven't said anything. They haven't even acknowledged it as an issue, right? I mean, normally we get, hey, something's going wrong, and we know that something's going wrong, and we don't really have an answer to it yet, and we're working on it, right? We're working on it. Well, let's take a look at any official answer that we got from Discord, all right? And here's the one from Aries. Sorry, it's a little bit cut off there. The team is aware of a problem. Hey, Big Country. The team is aware of a problem that's causing lag within the game during takeovers, and we're working on it. We're going to keep you updated as soon as we have something to share. Sorry if you're affected, and thank you for your patience while we solve the issue. Okay, well, obviously that wasn't the right message, but yeah, because that was yesterday. So today's Wednesday. That was Tuesday. Oh, okay. Well, that's too early. Let's go back in the calendar because Saturday was the 14th. So let's go back to the 14th and see if we can find. Wait, I'm looking for a message from the 14th. Big, I'm not seeing it there. Do you see a message from the 14th? Because I'm missing. I'm going from November 13th to November 17th. I don't see anything there from the 14th. Does anybody else have a message from the 14th? Because I'm missing it. I didn't get it. Anybody?
Greater announcement.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
Seeing something,
I'm sorry. Let's check the mod announcements. Maybe it's in the mod announcements. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We'll be watching the next few takeovers. What occurred tonight will be investigated. Oh, well, this was from moderator John on the official Discord. This is when it happened. Hey, what occurred tonight will be investigated and will be deserving of a follow-up. Cool, they're going to follow up, but hold on. It won't let me scroll down anymore. My Discord's broken. Can somebody else scroll down for me so we can read the follow-up that came from Scopley? Does anybody else have anything? The follow-up that came after they said we were going to have a follow-up. Nope. See right there, it says we're going to get a follow-up, but I can't go down anymore. There's no follow-up. And today's Wednesday. It's literally been 5 days, Scopley. All right? Now, let me be clear with you guys. All right? I personally have been in touch with Scopley regarding the compensation plan. I have given my suggestions. I've given what I think they should do. I have given who should get it. I've made every recommendation that I can possibly make. I have said, this is what I think. This is what I would do. This is what you need to say. Guys, you need to say something. Please go say something. Nothing. Dead silence. No, game name. No one's going to hit my miner. I'm not over cargo, am I? Nope. See, I'm protected. Hi, Morath. He says, hi, YouTube. Nothing. Dead silence. Okay? Dead silence. Nothing. Now, Scopley, I know that internally we've been having this conversation. And I know, and folks, here's I can't say a whole lot about these conversations, but it goes something like this. Every time we have a conversation, okay, we're going to try to figure this out. We're going to try to finalize it up, and we'll get an announcement out ASAP. That was on Sunday evening. Then it was again on Monday. Then it was again on Tuesday. And then it was again Wednesday. Scopley, here's the thing. I understand that this is an extremely complicated problem. I get it. The community understands that. I swear to God, the community understands that this is a very unique problem, one that we've never had to face before, one that is isolated in who it affects. I get that. But you got to come out and say something. I mean, you got to come out and say something. Say to the people, guys, this one kind of sucked, right? This one actually really sucked, and we're not exactly sure what we're going to do about it, but we're going to figure it out. Okay? We're going to figure it out. I promise we're going to try to do something. We're going to try to make it right. We are going to try to make you whole. Okay? But nothing. Scopley, come on. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Okay? I know that you're struggling with this compensation. I know you are, okay? Because it's an extremely complicated, convoluted target audience and what you should give them. Because this is a really weird system, okay? The system gives 150% repair efficiency. Now, if that was me, okay, well, we can't see it now. I guess we can't go back. Hey, somebody want to come kill my Enterprise? I've actually already said before, you guys know it costs about 330,000 tritanium for me to repair my Enterprise. 330,000 tritanium. For me, big country, 150% efficiency is going to get me, and I did the math, it's going to give me to about under 300. Okay, it's going to save me in the neighborhood of 40 to 50,000 tritanium. Okay, now I do that 25 times a day. Let's do some math. All right, 40,000 tritanium times, let's say 25 times a day. That's 1 million tritanium over the course of 7 days. Hey, cool. For me, give me 7 million tritanium. I'm happy as a lark. Except it's not that way, is it, Big? That scales by ops. Because Big is going to save probably more than 7 million trite on one single repair. One single repair. Oh, you're right, housekeeping. It's not just repairs. It's the 4-star mining that they missed out on. Guys, let's go back to this leaderboard that we just saw. Okay? Let's go back to this leaderboard here real quick. I'm trying to find it. Lots of chat. Here it is. What happened? My thing just jumped. My thing jumped. Where did the leaderboard go that you just had posted up? Did you take it down? I don't know where it went. Anyway, you go back to the leaderboard, and I guess I'm not going to find it because I don't think it's still in my game. Thank you, John. I don't know where it went. All right, coming back into the stream. Take a look at this, guys. Okay, what else did Think lose by not having access to that system?
Respect.
Did you hear that? You hear that, Big? All right, you guys came in 3rd place. What losers!
They lost respect.
They lost respect. Lost respect because they came in 3rd place. All right. Now, in all seriousness, I don't think anybody doesn't respect them. However, they did clearly here lose a competitive advantage. All right. Let's hop into the game. I don't even know if I still have this up or not. Oh, great. I'm going to get in this infinity loop here again. Oh, nope. Looks like I'm going to get through it. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Let's go down. I don't even know if Latinum Mining is still going to be down here or not. Nope, sure isn't. Daggone it, it's gone. Well, nonetheless, I don't know if anybody took screenshots of it. Big, what was the difference in 1st place versus 3rd for the...
It's like 200. It's not like a lot. It's like 200 alliance credits. maybe like a couple hundred lat, some few, a couple minerals.
Okay, so not
That's
a heck
like
of a lot there.
huge payout.
So
No.
not a heck of a lot there. What about maybe some of your players' solo placings? Did some of your players miss out on solo positions? Because in the solo, there's a lot of steel and a lot of ore up for grabs, I think, right?
Well, Devore parts. I mean, that's the difference. The big thing with that is how much Devore parts you can order. Or to get. Sorry, Devore parts for the top 3. So I'm sure we had people who would have finished top 3rd that didn't.
Okay. So you had Devore parts that were a big part of that. So maybe if you were looking at a compensation, you're going to say, hey, listen, I want some Devore parts thrown in there as well. Let me ask you guys, those of you who would have competitively mined on this 4-star stuff, okay, do you need the 4-star? Like, Gregor, you've talked about in the past how expensive it is to refine the 4-star stuff. Big, your guys, all right, is it like G3 Raw? Are you sitting on millions of G4 Raw, or like would they benefit by having the actual raw material included in a gift chest?
No, we probably we have some that probably have a couple million in stash. I mean, it's it is a lot more material to refine it because it's like 100,000 a chest, not 1750. So I don't think it's a lot easier to me. It's a lot easier to stockpile the 3-star than it is the 4-star. But so I mean, I think people would have definitely benefited having access to it. Plus at that 2 times mining speed too. So I mean, it would have given some people opportunities to stockpile.
All right. Let me ask you this: if and guys, I want to spend 5 minutes on a what if. Okay, I want to spend 5 minutes on a what if because all of these things have flown through my brain. Okay, all of these things have flown through my brain, and I'm going to tell you some of the ideas and some of the suggestions that I gave to Scopley. Okay, first of all, my first suggestion was let's identify the target audience. Okay, if you were an alliance that last Saturday had an adjacency, which basically means you owned Eldor, you owned Harajust, or you owned Vantar. If you were an alliance that controlled any of those 3 territories Saturday night at 7 o'clock, then I feel that you were entitled to compensation. Why do I feel that you're entitled to compensation? Because nobody knows who would have actually won the takeover. Okay? You couldn't even enter. You could not enter the takeover. There were no stats, no points accumulated whatsoever. So, if you were here, there. Or if you were here, you could have entered. Okay? Next, the next part of my query goes, if you were an alliance that was in one of these 3 systems, did you have the amount of currency to enter the takeover? Because listen, entering a tier 3 takeover ain't cheap, is it, Gregor? All right, let's take a look here. You need 100,000 cores.
No, cores and... Yeah, the cores are toughies.
100,000 cores. 100,000 cores. Plus 700,000 refined G3 Isogen, which is not as difficult. But 100,000 cores. Okay? That's not easy to come up with. All right? So if you were an alliance that was in one of these 3 systems and you had the 100,000 cores, then I believe that you would be entitled to a compensation chest. My thinking at this compensation chest is, okay, how do we make players whole? If you owned this territory, then you were going to get, and by the way, I know only one alliance would have owned the territory, but we don't know who would have won. Okay? If there was an alliance here, here, and here, and they all wanted to take this system over, obviously only one alliance would have known, but we wouldn't have been able to determine that. So all 3 alliances, in my book, if you want to keep it the most fair, should get the compensation. So what should the compensation be? Obviously Tritanium. Scaled by ops because of the repair cost efficiency. Now we're talking about Devore parts because we lost that on Monday. Are we suggesting that raw gas be a part of that package? Because that's not something that I had considered, to be honest with you. I had not considered raw material because I figure most people are sitting on huge banks of it. But if not, if the G4 material is not what people are sitting on huge banks of, then maybe you guys want some raw. Big, if you were writing your compensation chest, simply, okay, don't get crazy. If you were writing your compensation chest, what do you think it would be?
I would say probably mostly, Trit and Dill. Like I said, the four parts are kind of hard because it's only, it only gets awarded to the top three. So I wouldn't expect that kind of compensation. I think mostly just lat, Trit and Dill. I feel like that's reasonable.
Lat, Trit, and Dill. Okay, cool. All right. Nobody, to my knowledge, lost anything. All right, because they couldn't enter. So nobody actually spent the cores. Nobody spent the refined isogen. So there's nothing that needs to come out from there. I wonder if there was progression that was lost by alliances out there. I mean, there's 3 ways into the system. So if you look at this territory and you were coming down, I mean, you could have easily gone east and then south instead of south then east. Eventually you'll probably end up giving this territory up once you're able to capture this territory. So I don't know that there was anything lost as far as progression goes, depending on which way you're wanting to go. There are a number of paths where you could have gotten in and out. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know. At first, I did think that there was going to be a progression issue, but you got 3 ways in and 3 ways out. And all 3 of those ways in, like if you were here coming south, you could have gone east then south. If you wanted to go south then east. If you were here, you could have gone north then east versus just directly east and gotten that territory. So I don't feel like if you were here, for example, then you would have had to have gone here and then down anyway. I don't know that there was a great deal of lost progression, okay, on this. But so I don't know what you would compensate there, okay, because they're, Then I thought, well, hey, maybe we can just make it up. Maybe we can just have a rain-out day and make up the actual territory battle. Well, I mean, another day is come and gone. Tuesday would have been the great day to do it because there were no other takeovers, Then there's the fact that people did, in fact, want to get these cores, Gregor, right? So maybe they spent money to get this stuff early. And now, I mean, by now they could have refined it for free, but maybe they spent money on packs to get these cores in time for last Saturday.
I think enough time has passed. I doubt they'll do anything at this point.
Oh no.
Or they'll do a galaxy-wide chest or something.
A galaxy-wide chest? You really think so?
At this point, I mean, the damage is so far in the past. It's like,
Do you think the galaxy's okay with that?
In big terms, it's like crying about the taco you dropped last week. On the sidewalk. It's just not even worth it.
I don't know.
That has never happened.
That was a really good
just ate that taco.
Biggs never dropped a taco on the sidewalk. Do you really think the Galaxy would be okay with that? Because I don't know.
I'm not okay with Gregor getting any kind of compensation from Mono.
I want compensation from Biggs crying, like from Biggs. I'm not crying. I'm sorry. His anguish. Not his anguish.
His pain and
Some other
suffering.
word. His pain and suffering.
Yeah.
I feel like I've participated in the pain and suffering now.
Well, that may be true. But here's the thing. There's 94 other United States servers that have alliances in this same boat. What do you do? What if, Gregor, tell me, what if their system is not able to identify the position of an alliance on a map? What if you can't write a query for that?
It's temporally irrelevant now. Like, time has passed. These territories are coming up for their second grab now. It's time irrelevant at this point. I mean, they can reward players, but it's time irrelevant.
What about if Big had been able to control this territory? If Big controlled this territory last week when nobody contested it, all right, and now he's got a bunch of bases moved in here, and somebody does want to come and contest it, does he not have the advantage that he would have had last week if he had owned that territory?
He would have an advantage, I suppose, but again, if it's a contested territory, you act like if you live in the system, it's untakeable.
I didn't say it's untakeable, but there is an advantage of having bases there. And if his alliance was the only one that would have, let's say his alliance was the only one that had the currency to buy it last week, and then he captured it. Then he's got his bases in there. Now, let's pretend, all right, and obviously the map does not indicate this, all right, but let's pretend that there's a U.S. server out there where Big's alliance is here, the Athenians are here, and Jag is here, Okay, and you got the number 1, number 2, and number 3 alliances on the server going at this territory. When last week it would have been Thinks uncontested. How do you balance that out?
I think this is like the badge thing, right? Remember we had the badge gate months ago. I mean, it becomes a little, actually not really, because badge gate was more persistent, but this is a little time irrelevant. I just think it's past.
Do you think
I mean, the time to fix it was the day, that time, right? Or maybe on Tuesday, but that's all come and gone.
Well, do you think that by delaying it, Scopley actually gets to not handle this problem? Is that what you're suggesting?
I would not be surprised if they did nothing.
Gosh, I would have problems with that. I mean, and again, let me be clear. I wasn't affected, all right? But representing the player base, I kind of feel like those 4,000 or 5,000 players, like that, I do feel like there was an issue there. I feel like there was a problem there. So I don't know about feeling, that
for sure. I mean, like, it sucks it happened, but it's not a perpetual issue. It won't last forever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
the
therein does lie some good
week,
news.
So
therein does lie some good news. Okay, and again, I don't know that I am 1,000% like for sure allowed to say this, but I know that the biggest consistent issue has been around the compensation. What happened very early, and I'm pretty sure this was done like early Monday, is that they have repaired whatever coding issue was going on here. Nearheimer should go off Saturday night without a hitch. Okay, so for those of you those of you preparing for this takeover, you should be able to go forward with this Saturday night. Okay, they say that part's been fixed. What they're still struggling with and what they're still trying to figure out how to do is not only isolate the affected players, but figure out a way to do an ops scaling appropriate compensation that's going to make everybody happy. And I don't know what that answer is. Let me ask you something. Gregor, you had mentioned this. Let me ask other people, all right? If we went along with Gregor's idea, a galaxy-wide compensation. Obviously, I don't think that a chest is what you're wanting to do, but let's say that they have trouble identifying those players, all right? Snake Eyes says, no way, kiss my butt, okay? Housekeeping says, lots of angry people. Beyond the Star says, I'm okay with that. How about particles? Blue Mandalorian saying the same thing. Give me particles and I'll shut up. I don't know if they're going to actually do particles. Let me ask you this. Tequila says you'd have more happy than angry people if you did a galaxy-wide compensation, but what would it be then? What would it be? Let me ask you this. Would you be happy with another great compensation chest that had like 10,000 faction credits in it and a bunch of uncommon? Would you be happy with that? Would you be happy with a bonus refinery? Would you be happy with particle payouts? I mean, what would you be happy with? If you had to pick something that was going to be galaxy-wide, what would it be? All right, some people saying yes, some people saying no. Stevens Aaron says, why should the rest be rewarded for the sake of a few? What if we're not able to identify those few? What if we can't write a query? The map has changed. For example,
I was going to say the time to fix it was days ago.
Yeah, look here. Look here. This territory, all right, and only because I'm saying this on my server, this was RVNC right here, okay? They were up against Think to take this territory last Saturday night, okay? RVNC was right here. Now, RVNC felt so impacted by that they abandoned these two territories and moved. They moved down here. They completely abandoned everything that they had paid for and decided to start a new path. Okay? Now, you tell me that alliances didn't feel impacted. They had both of these territories and gave them both up.
What if they refund everybody back and restart on all the materials that were spent on takeovers and bonuses and restart the territory map?
Oh, my God.
There. Now it's totally fair. Everybody has to start over.
Oh, my God.
No, I would go out there and personally throttle each and every developer.
But I'm just saying, I mean, it's 6-1.
It's been an entire week. Do we think the map would look different if we know what we know now? Some of you guys who have learned stuff, would your map look different if you reset the whole map?
It would. But everybody would have an equal chance at getting near them, right? Everybody gets their materials they spent on takeovers and bonuses back, and if you all really want it, go for it. It's not even that great of a territory. I think we've already decided that. So,
I mean, it's not like, slap your mama good, but I mean, it's still good. 150% is still something. You know, it's about
Long term in territories, though, it's not as valuable because of the particles. So,
well, maybe. Don't know. All right, guys. I wanna move on from this topic, but I did want to bring it up, and I wanted to get your minds going because obviously Scopley has been silent on this for the last 4 days. What does that mean? All right, your silence is deafening, Scopley. What is going on? What do you plan on doing? How long are you going to make the community wait? Because I do think Gregor has a point. The longer you let this go, the more frustrated people are going to become, but also the less likely that whatever you're going to provide is going to be impactful for somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's pretend right now you give this territory to Think. Okay? And I say give it to Think because RVNC moved out. All right? But what if you're on a server where there was still, in fact, 2 alliances right here? Who do you give it to? You know, there's problems here. And the longer you kick this under the rug, the worse it's going to get. All right? Now, you guys say 32 minutes on this topic. I'm sorry. Long-form radio. This is talk radio. This is what we do. We get on a topic and we beat it to death. The problem is, or the message that needs to be taken out of it is, Scopley, come on. All right? Come on. Say something. Say something.
Yeah, really. What happened? I mean, what was it? Last month there was a glitch. Boom, we had Aries saying, hey, something went wrong. This is how we're fixing it. This is what we're going to do. And then now we have another glitch, and
Nothing.
we're back to what we were. I mean, why make...
Well, and to finish what Hal was probably saying there is, Scope of your communication during Arc 1 and 2 was fantastic. You actually came out and said something. This time you have been earth-shatteringly quiet. And just FYI, just from this guy, from this content creator, and I would imagine a fair share of your community, quite frankly, it's pissing us off. Okay? And I'm not scared to tell you that. You're pissing us off. You need to come out and say something. Wake up. All right? Both hands on the wheel. Eyes forward. Say something. You have been so good. And with this particular incident, you have successfully taken all of the progress that you've made over the last 6 months, and you've pooped on it. You've put it in a bucket, you've wadded it up, you lit it on fire, and you dumped on it by not doing anything regarding this bug. No communication. No acknowledgement. Nothing. Come on. Come on. Say something.
delete a territory. Nobody can have it.
Delete the territory. Just leave an open gap right there. All right, guys. Listen, one thing that we've gone a little longer. Like Taylor said, we went too long on this subject. Didn't mean to. I did want to do community open forum. Okay, questions. It doesn't have to be about territories. Could be about Mudmadas. I told my team. I said, get ready. We're going to do Mudmadas live on the air. Are there questions? All right. This is 15 or 20 minutes. I tell you what. We're going to take our final break, and what we'll do when we come back, it is completely open floor, okay? Completely open floor. Mud modders, bubbly modders, okay? You got a question about grinding reputation. For the next 20, 30 minutes, you have 100% open floor. I'll answer any question. I will demonstrate. I will show you whatever it is that you would like to see in this game, Star Trek Fleet Command, as we experiment and toy with our brand spanking new attempt at a video podcast, okay? We'll answer all your questions when we come back. 20 minutes on Community Open Forum. You get the say. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. We'll be back in a moment.
This program is made possible in part by a grant from Spick and Spam, the household cleanser with 10% pork shoulders.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is UltimatDJz. Welcome back from break. This is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. Appreciate you being here. And, I think, listen, I may be wrong, Snake Eyes, but I think I just very successfully navigated that commercial break. Like, on YouTube, I cut the music, or cut the audio where it was supposed to be. I threw the commercial slide. Like, I came back. It was good. The podcast didn't get interrupted. Man, that was good. That was good. I liked it. Listen, lots of comments in the Discord chat about my cargo. I am still under cap. Okay, not by much. I'm almost. But if you guys here, we'll do a quick scan real fast. I'll show you. I'm good here for another probably 10 or 15 minutes or so. I got 125,000 protected. So I've still got about 2,000 more to go. So we'll see if somebody can come and find me when they start showing cargo. But I'll probably you know what? I don't want to get popped. We'll go ahead and do it. There's 100,000. You know what, Gregor? I did want to spend a minute or two talking about these crazy events today. We got some crazy events today, right, man? Like we got some weird
crazy
stuff.
Some of them are really bad.
Some of them are definitely weird, right? Definitely weird. Are you guys not having? You guys not getting YouTube? Because it shows that I'm back. I didn't
see it.
I didn't pause it. You say it's frozen. There was silence, but it says that it's good. Hold on, let me start the.
I see it just fine.
Okay, yeah. Looks like it's okay, guys. I'm not seeing anything here. Looks like we're good to go. Anyhow, I got green lights all the way across the board. So what I was going to talk about, let's spend a minute or two on these events real fast. Now, I did spend some time to get them done. Of course, the Separatist event for Battle Pass, that was pretty normal, okay? Nothing crazy. Let me show you this. So, listen, at first, okay, when I came over here to the Vulcan Hello, the Vulcan Hello is today's burst event, okay? The one that gets us the Discovery Refinery tokens and the cultivated mycelium, okay? Now, this is actually a little bit different than what we have seen before because this one was not just the lower level systems. It looks like the points were crazy high, 1.6 billion points. Now, Chronic Break says the points are all screwy. Truckin' Chick says, yay, no hourly burst. Kraus says for a level 33, it's grindy, but a level 34 is a no-go. I don't know what the points breakdown was. I know for a 35, it was roughly 900 million points. Okay, 34 is also 900 million. Guys, look here. I had 1.6 billion. 1.6 billion. But, okay, this looked stupid overwhelming at first, all right? And I don't know what your guys' crews look like. First of all, thank goodness I get a critical captain because I can use Pike, okay? The critical systems, by the way, those are Warp 120 systems, so I couldn't get there, all right? I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but I could not get to the critical system, which means that I had to use Pike. Now, Tequila says I'm only getting 2 million per hostile in a critical system. That's 450 hostiles. And Hani says, here's mine on a server 18. He's got to get almost 90 million. All right. You have to use Saru or Tilly as your critical captain, so that's terrible. But you can go and kill any 31 through 38. So, guys, let me do this. I want to show you, because I thought mine was super overwhelming too. Like, honest to God, I thought, oh my God, this is not only is this going to be grindy, but this is going to be expensive, right? Getting to 1.6 billion is going to be expensive. Guys, let me show you a couple things here. Let's see. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm going to go back to when I started this event today. Right here, okay? I hit my first one about 4 hours ago. This was a 35 Explorer. I was using my Auger because it's a red grinding beast, using Pike Moreau Chen, just like always, okay? You can see I held up okay. This is only against a level 35, so nothing terrible. Nothing that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily be able to do at my level, okay? If you're a level 39, this is feasible. This is the same size hostile that you're hitting all day, every day anyway, okay? So I was able to do that. There's a couple of 37s, some more 35s, a 37, 35s. I hit a 31 for some reason, maybe by accident, and boom. All right, there's where I died. So I was able to kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to skip the 31. 9, 10. I was able to kill 10 35s. All right. Now, granted, Jester says you got to use Pike. We're stuck with Tilly or Saru. Jester, don't forget, you don't have to use Tilly or Saru. Guys, a critical captain means you get bonus points. It does not mean you have to. Okay? You don't have to. You can still use Pike. You might not get the extra bonus points, but you can still use Pike. And if the game told me to use Tilly as captain, sorry, no. All right? I'll have to hit a few extra hostiles, but it's going to be a lot cheaper to use Pike, all right, because Tilly would have cost me even more. All right? But anyway, there's my first death, okay? 330, call it 350,000 tritanium. Then I went back, all right? You can see here this time I did mostly 35s, all 35s except for that one at the very end, probably because my hull was next to nothing, yeah. So I captured that extra few bonus points right there. Let's see how many I got that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 35. So I got 3 more hostiles by not hitting the 37s, and there's a death. Okay? There's a death. Truck and Chick says another example of people who write the events have no clue how we play the game. And at first glance, Chick, I don't disagree with you. But look at my logs here. Look at my logs. Trap Lord, you're on to something. It took you 4 ships. Okay, here's my second death. Here's my second death right here, guys. All right. Then I went back. More 35s. Okay, there's my third death. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 35s, and then a death. So I probably had some worse luck with crits or something there. All right. Here's my third death. And then I went back. There's my fourth death. And look, I'm done. No more Annihilators, no more Bird of Preys. I moved on to Separatist, all right? I lost 4 ships. 4 ships, which means that this event did, in fact, cost me 1.2 million tritanium. 1.2 million tritanium is what I spent for 10,000 cultivated mycelium and 160 Disco refinery tokens, all right? 1.2 million trite, 4 ships. Listen, guys, this was my reaction. Looking at it, it looks stupid. It looks stupid. But it actually wasn't that bad. 4 ships, 4 hulls, which is expensive. That's more expensive than these burst events have typically ever been. But 4 ships. All right? And it didn't take me that long. 40 hostiles is what it took me. All right? At level 35. Okay? Now, some people, this is obviously scaling. I'm a 39. If you're a 35 or a 34, 900 million points. Again, these ships, they're giving out mega points. Mega points. I was using an auger. Okay? I'll go back to the battle logs. All right? Right here. 35 Annihilator. That was a battleship. I didn't even use the triangle. All right? I wasn't even using the triangle. I was just going head-to-head with these ships. And I was getting a boatload of points. Now, these are based on damage. Did we ever really figure out how to figure... I mean, what's the pattern for damage, Gregor? What's the actual formula? What ships give more? I know that we've said before that exchange traders give the most, but in the burst event, you couldn't. You had to kill these.
If you're in the system, and you click on scan, that hull, and it's rounded.
All right. Well, I lost some of that, but let's go look at one.
So whatever that hull is of the ship.
All right. Well, let's look at one. All right. It's not going to let me scan because I'm not
on
there.
the standard hull damage events. Yeah, exchange hostiles are the way to go.
All right.
Yes.
Well, no, this one you had to hit in an anomaly system, so you had to do it. All right.
Right.
So it's based on hull damage. And again, I don't know. I can't scan the stats because I'm not there. I can send somebody up there, but it's going to take a while to get there. Nonetheless, the point that I'm trying to make is this looked really overwhelming.
But you can look in your battle report if you click and look at it quickly enough before it runs down.
Okay, let's try that.
Your warbirds were over 1 million.
2 million. Did you see that? All right, I'll try to do it again and see if you guys can see it without it flashing. All right. Didn't do it that time. Let me try another one. Oh.
Die button.
Oh, can I?
It says 2 million, but so it rounds it down to the nearest million. So it may be giving you 2.6 million or 2.4 or something like that.
No, I was doing. Now, of course, I did have Pike, but guys, I'm telling you, I was doing better than that. I was doing better than that. I was getting like 30 million points per ship. You know what? I'll do it. I'll send it back.
But remember, it's timesing it by 10. So timesing it by whatever your bonus is for the event. So you may be getting like 2.9 million, say, for hull damage.
Okay.
For points, and then timesing it by 10 or whatever your multiplier is for the event.
So wait, you're saying it wasn't times 10, it was times 2. Okay? Look here.
There was multiple, the ship, the captain, the system.
Yeah, so look here. First of all, take the critical system out for me. We'll take the critical system out because it was a warp 120. I couldn't do it. Now, Snake Eyes, hang on a second, okay? Anomaly hostiles, 1 damage equals 10 points. First of all, you got a 10-point hull multiplier. Thank you, Neo. 2 million hull, all right? 2 million damage is 10 points per damage. That's a 20 million hostile right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? That's a 20 million hostile. Now, if I was able to be fortunate enough to use a critical captain, in which case I had Pike, so I could, okay, then I was getting 40 million points if it was a flat 2 million. All right, which, again, I'm not saying that it was, all right, because, like I said, I think I was getting around 35 million points per ship using Pike and my Augur. The Haggis says 40 million. I was using about 35 million, okay? The Augur has nothing to do with it, guys. You could have done it with an Enterprise. You could do it with a Burrell. You could do it with a Sally, okay? Doesn't matter. And you don't have to hit the 35s either. Keep in mind, these points that you had to get scaled by your ops level, okay? So if I was getting 35 million per hostile. 10 hostiles is roughly 350, and that's about what I was doing. Let's go back to the battle logs, guys. I hit like just over 40 ships. I used 4 hulls. All right. If I do my math based on 40 even at 35 million points per, all right, that's 1.4 billion. I needed 1.6, so I probably killed a couple of extra hostiles. Now, Blokimon says the scaling must be way off. Super easy for low levels. I thought mine was pretty easy, and again, I may be missing something. Maybe there's a piece of this that scales somewhere that is really, really off. Okay, Tequila says the man in the Augur. I'm an Ops 39. I should have an Augur, and if I don't have an Augur, I've got an Enterprise. Okay, truthfully, at Ops 39, guys, you should have a 3 million power ship. All right. If you don't, then you're a little bit off. Look at Traplord right there. Here, I'm going to switch the YouTube screen, go over to Discord. All right. Let's look here at Traplord, okay? Traplord's got a 3 million Augur, all right? Hitting a 31. Now, first of all, let's look at 31, okay? Look how much damage he took at 31. Now, that's not bad, okay? The 31 gave you what? You're using Tilly as captain, so you probably got in the neighborhood of what? 5 or 6 million points? Traplord, somebody help me out. How many points did you get off hitting a 31? I'm going to guess it was probably around 5 million points. Nobody knows. Okay, Traplord says 5 to 6 million. At Ops 34, you needed 900 million points. So we're going to take 900. We're going to divide it by, let's say, 5. All right, that's 180 hostiles if you only hit the 31, but look how little hull it took you. You could probably upgrade there a little bit. Okay? You could probably bump to the 33s or the 35s. Phoenix says I'm getting 6 million for the level 33 hostiles. All right. Epic Neo saying 31 with the critical captain and critical systems, 4 to 7 million points. That's probably about right. Okay. The point is, it looks now. Signetics, you got it right here. He says for those rewards though, you're 1,000% right. I'm not going to disagree with you. Where's that noise coming from, Gregor? Is that you? It is you.
No.
There's a really loud, weird noise. Is it Razik? Why is Razik? Here, sorry, buddy. So, yeah, you look here for the rewards. I don't disagree. All right, definitely off scale with the rewards. All right, it was a choice. Meows wasn't Razik. Whoever's making that noise, it's got to go. All right, somebody help me. I don't disagree. For the rewards, it was not that great, okay? But I want to come back into the game here and, again, discuss that this 1.6 billion looked really overwhelming. Even for those of you who had 900 million, it looks really overwhelming, but it really actually wasn't, all right? So I don't want anybody to freak out about this, all right? It was actually not super duper hard to get it. Was it harder than any other burst events? Yes, it was, okay? And Scopley, if you're going to make an adjustment, then I'm not going to argue with you, because this definitely was out of the norm for the burst events, okay? Definitely out of the norm, but not impossible, folks. Not impossible, all right? As a matter of fact, I want to tell you what I am less happy with today, okay? What I'm less happy with today was this one. Okay, mining Isogen. I had to mine. I needed 950,000 points. Now, granted, by the way, the titanium that I just spent on Vulcan Hello, all right, I got it all back right here. Here was almost 21 million titanium. I'm very happy with that. All right, that's what I picked up today. But how did I have to do it? All right, 950,000 points. I only got 83,000 by doing a refined. Unfortunately, I had done 2 of my 3 refines before the event reset. So I only got 83,000 points. All right, only got 83,000 points from my first refine, basically meaning that I still had to mine 880,000 points worth. I was mining 1 star. So let's do the math. 880,000 divided by 5 points each. I had to mine 176,000 G1 Isogen. 176,000. Okay? Just absolutely crazy. That's an exorbitant amount to mine in one day. I was less happy with this one. Gregor, you're throwing up a screenshot of this event. Tell me a little bit about your position on this one.
Which one? I'm delayed. Okay. Yeah,
the
Cosmic Cleanup, that was
Cleanup.
horrible. I had to get 40 million points, and a 50 gave you 400 and some thousand. So it's like 150 level 50 hostiles. And again, that would be fine, but you're getting what I'm going to get 10 Vidar BPs, 9 Franklin BPs.
How long did it say it was going to take you?
About 100 level 50 hostiles.
How many points do you need?
40 million.
Holy cow. See, yeah, that one's not scaled very well for you. Because this one was actually super easy for me. Once I finished my dailies and everything, I had some leftover. So I went up to Saul and killed 1 trader, and I was done. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I only need 330.
I would have had to kill like 200 Saul traders to complete the event. Which again, the trit cost of that versus getting 10 Vidar BPs. I mean,
well, let's take a look at the event store here. What do we have up here? We've got battle debris. Hey, you could have gotten a chance at 100 Spore Drive components, Gregor.
Yeah,
okay,
that's a huge. That's really worth.
Actually, look at the Devore payouts. The Devore payouts are not that bad, actually, believe it or not. Okay, hey, you know what? I've got it. I did mine today. Shall we pull it? Let's pull it together. See what happens. Because I don't need a Franklin. I don't need Vidar. I'm good there. So let's see what I get. Live unboxing. Is that what they say? 100. This is what 200 Sol traders would have done for Gregor. 200 Sol traders. 200 Sol traders. What would he have gotten? You mean to tell me I didn't even get any Spore Drive components? And frequency modulators for a Franklin that's already maxed. Well, that chest blows.
Now, how much trit do you think you are going to spend killing 200 Sol traders?
Well, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's a horrible event.
That's
a horrible event.
Terrible. See, again, it wasn't a big deal. 1 Sol trader plus my normal dailies, and I was done. I was more complaining about this because I was mining freaking bubbly all day. And then I did also complain about this. 2 live ops. I did, legit. I went into live ops, and I'm like, boy, somebody's feeling frisky today. Because this is the first time we've ever had this event. First time we've ever had this event. I said, whew. Said, y'all feeling frisky today, all right? I said, I'm not complaining. I'm going to test it out first. And then I did, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually not that bad. All right, not that bad. So, listen, guys, you can get a lot of points from this. If you're not hitting the right combination of power to, I mean, you know, we saw a second ago, we saw Trap Lord, all right, who had, let's go back here just for a second. We saw that he hit the 31 right here, okay? Not this one. This one here. Not taking hardly any hull damage at all. All right, so step it up a little bit. Get some more going, all right? Because you can actually, you know, get more points from hitting up a little bit and Yada, yada, yada. All right. So anyway, those were the events, and again, interesting events. I'm not knocking any of them, but I do think that
I'm knocking the cosmic one. That's terrible.
Well, okay, let me rephrase. I'm not knocking. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. I can get behind that. Like I say, I'm not. Me personally, for my ops level, this was not that bad. Now, in your case, this one might be crazy. Is yours? Of course, I can't see it now, Gregor. But was your event store looking the same as mine?
Exact same. Yep.
Okay. There you go.
Now, I wonder, I was curious if we should save those Galaxy tokens. I wonder if that'll be like the event store tokens if we ever get an event store, like an ARC store, whatever.
I don't know. Kind of wish I hadn't spent them now. Not for that. I mean, frequency mods? Really? Freaking frequency mods? I have a max.
Didn't we see that
Franklin.
with War Funds, though? Didn't they like have a small teaser store in the previous ARC?
We did.
I don't remember, though.
We did, though. You're absolutely right. We absolutely did.
So maybe save those and see if there's a event
Let's see.
store
What was I
coming
coming
we
to
can
show
spend
you
better.
here? I was coming to show you my... Where are they? My frequency modulators. Why am I missing them? They must be in other. Nah. That's not that big of a deal. But I'm holding millions. Millions. If I could go through and get... Where the heck are they? Why am I not finding them here? There's the biominerals. Nanoprobes.
We're not seeing any of it, by the way.
Materials.
I'm in materials. There they are. 7.8
4.
million. I'm holding 7.8. Oh, sorry, you're not. My bad. Sorry. There you go.
You see your Discord.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. 7.8. See, it's learning back and forth. A and B, pushing the buttons. I'm learning. Inventory, 7.8 frequency modulators. I do not need any more of those. I do not. And you know what? Listen, I wouldn't even mind to build another Franklin. I truthfully wouldn't. But you know why I can't? I can't build another Franklin because I'm going to need a bunch of these things for every single tier. And guess what? Those cannot be earned for free in the game. All right? So I'm going to have to buy them. I'm not paying for another Frankie. I'm not. All right? And I can't progress another Franklin without all these different stupid Franklin warp pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, why build another Franklin? You know, that's silly. So, anyway. All right, more questions. We're actually getting ready to run out of time. Dahagas, I never said that. He said, remember when DJ said the Franklin was the best ship? I have never uttered those words. That has never come out of my mouth. Not once. Let me check Discord chat. I'll check YouTube chat. What's up? Hey, Dark Lord. How you doing, buddy? Let's see. And Epic Neo says you might not even be able to warp buy that warp pack once you have one maxed. So, yeah, I mean, I'm totally out on that. Not interested at all. What am I doing with all these 7.8 million frequency modulators? I have no idea. I'd love to just give them away. Questions before we get ready to wrap up the show today. I was going to actually show... I was going to actually show... You know what? Maybe Lieutenant Razik, I don't know if that's actually possible or not. He says do a jackpot giveaway, get Panic to take them out of my account. I wonder if he would actually do that. I wonder if Scopley could actually do that. Auto farming? Let me tell you something, Lord Farquaad. I am not an auto farmer. Let's look here at my hostile ships destroyed. I get told all the time how weak that is. I actually feel like that's pretty good. 155,000. I am told quite frequently that is weak sauce. Yeah, weak sauce, according to Big Country. He says that's terrible. So, hey, is anybody from Scopley listening right now? Could I, in fact, offer my own materials as a prize giveaway? Could that happen? And if so, can you guys take them out of my inventory and give them to other players? Is that a thing that I can do? Because that would be cool. I would give stuff away. I've got 7.8 frequency modulators that I would give away. Yeah, V Ready says that's weak. Wham says, ooh, look at Wham's 400,000. Yeah, see, that's no farming here, buddy. I am weak sauce on my PvE. Cam says, where's our chest for the error that happened last weekend for the territory? We can go back and revisit that 32-minute segment, but I'm sure half the listening audience would go ahead and tune out. We covered it, and it has not yet been issued. All right, I'm waiting for Scopley to come up with something on that. Okay. As a matter of fact, if you guys will bear with me.
Hey, DJ, talking about chests, what about revamping the loyalty chests, the 30 and 7-day chests?
We've been asking for that for a long time. It's never happened. I don't know if they're doing that. Hey, you know what I could do? I could come in here and give away my extra discovery. Does anybody not have a discovery by now? Because I've actually got. Oh, let's see, wrong carousel. I've got.
I'll take a second.
I've got 3 of them now. I haven't even started building. I haven't started doing much. Well, if you guys remember on the first one, here's my first one. Okay, and I've been working on it. I got it up to tier 6 now. But the first one that I had, I got it up to tier 3 to do the video, if you guys remember, and then the video didn't end up recording, so I had to buy one and then do the other video, which is the one I'm using now. Here's the free one that Scopley gave me, which is still a tier 1. I haven't done anything with it. Like, I've done nothing with it. So if somebody wants my tier 1 discovery, then I will be more than happy to do that. All right. Okay. Then hang on one second, guys. I'm getting information. Stand by. All right, sorry about that. I was just getting a message from someone over at Scopley HQ, and we may have something interesting to tell you about here in a minute. I don't know if we will or not, but we'll see. Hopefully so. That would be great if it did, in fact, happen that way. Do you guys have any other questions? Anybody need anything else before we get ready to play our game? Our jackpot is getting bigger. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Jared. It wasn't necessarily intermission. I just okay. Okay, all right, guys. Listen, I don't have the exact details. I did just now. Oh, nice. Okay, you guys, give me 1 second. Let me read this real quick. Official announcement coming out later this evening regarding the failed Tier 3 territory capture. We do have a compensation prepared. Okay, so, guys, that is going to happen. You can expect your announcement. So thank goodness that we have been pushing on it. Gregor, you may have missed the mark on this one. It looks like they're actually going to do something. Now I don't know what it's going to be.
You may have missed the mark. You better wait and see what it is.
I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. However, part of this that I cannot read. I'll go ahead and tell you this. Part of this that I cannot read is they are using some of the suggestions that was put forth in my plan. So that's good. If I may even quote, just to pat myself on the back, great ideas, my friend. He was saying that to me. So anyway, official announcement coming soon, hopefully later this evening, but I did just now, literally just receive the message that an official announcement is going to be coming, and we are going to be comping some of the items that we had discussed earlier, but there is going to be some compensation coming, and that should be happening this evening, hopefully, for affected players. I don't know what they're doing or how they're targeting. I don't know any of that yet, but I do know that an announcement is coming, and you guys will.
And apparently, if you're not happy with the result, it's all DJ's fault.
I mean, you know what? Fine. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that because I was really, really clear about what I told them I think that they should do. And so I hope that they took that into mind. I was also really, really clear in how I felt like they should target those alliances. Now, let me say this, okay? Because I know some of their limitations tech-wise, which is why we had part of the conversation we did today. When the announcement comes out, you're going to have to do something, all right? Your alliance, okay? One person, an admiral or a commodore, is probably going to have to do something. Just suck it up. Just do it, okay? But that's going to result in you guys being able to do what you need to do, okay? So anyway, that being said, that's all I can say for now. I probably already said too much, but there is an announcement coming this evening. Housekeeping, listen, relax. It is very vague. It's not. I mean, you're not going to have to complete anything, but there's verifications needed. Okay? So, anyway, doesn't matter. I've already said too much. Damn it. Anyway, guys, let's... So,
DJ, I do have a question.
It's already done too much. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I know with today it's been 1 week. Has anybody in the community taking a territory from another alliance? Because I am kind of curious, if you were the home alliance and somebody came in and took your territory. So what happened to the bases that were in the home alliance? Did the shields drop? What happened?
Guys, look at my map. Nope. Look at my map. So I was just getting ready to say to Big that's going to happen tonight because I am taking UKA to battle BSO in this territory in 1 hour and 40 minutes, and they're gone. They abandoned the territory. Where did they go? Anybody got eyes on BSO? All right, let's look around here. They abandoned the territory. Yeah, we were going to battle them tonight. Maybe they heard that I was going to take them, and they were like, don't want to fight DJ. No, they abandoned. Look there. They moved north. I wonder why they did that. I wonder who Unknown is. That's interesting. Let's take a look here. So they moved up. Now, I have to wonder what the reason is for this, because they have backed themselves into a little bit of a corner. Actually, no, they haven't. That was genius. Look there, Big. 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star Isogen, all in a nice, neat little pack, 2 territory bump right here. BSO is not going to compete with Think for this 3-star territory. That was actually a pretty good move. It was a pretty good move. I was really looking forward to battling them.
They may or may not have reached out to ask if we were heading north.
What? Are you kidding me? They actually asked you guys if you were not going to take the Tier 3?
May or may not.
Well, I mean, obviously that means that they did. But, listen, they've got a nice little pocket here, okay? So let's talk about BSO's decision, because I was actually really looking forward to taking them on tonight. But they abandoned the territory that I was going to hit. But this is not a bad move. 1, 2, and 3-star Isogen, 3-star gas. If you come up here, you can get 3-star gas if you want to take this territory, okay? I don't know that you would want to, but you could, all right? That gives you 3 housing zones and 2 systems with 3-star and a 2-star and a 1-star and 2 systems with high-speed G3 gas nodes. That's actually a daggone good little cluster right there. So I can't blame them for that. I was really looking forward to taking them on here. But to answer your question, yeah, Big, we were going to, and it didn't happen. Has there been any evidence of any shield issues? From what I'm reading here, Pops is saying shields won't drop until their timer runs out, but then they can't reapply.
Yeah.
But they do get a temporary bubble. Okay, so somebody's popped a base, and they are getting a 10-minute bubble. So that's okay. Jonathan Ingram says, we have abandoned the territory and shields have stayed up. All right, so Pop's also saying that shields don't drop until timers run out. So, yeah, everything looks okay there. So I just
wanted to kind of see, see what had happened.
Quackfoo says, amazing looking at your map, DJ, that there are actually open territories. Server 31 is completely full. Yes, we do have open territories. There's been a lot of I don't want to say mistakes made big on our map, but we have seen a large number of alliances abandon territories.
Why do you think Big is asking about what happens when you abandon a territory?
Well,
because Think's about to make a move on Athenians. Take over
their
stuff.
I'm very open about what we do. If people PM me, I tell them. I can't lie.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, he's not going to give up this territory. He's going for this territory. So if he was going to abandon something over here on the west, they could go east and look at trying to take something from the Athenians, but they can't control that 3-star and this 3-star. If they wanted to do that, they would need to actually come down and go through Rum and battle for this one out here, but RVNC may have it by that time, so I don't know.
I think Think and BSO are colluding to take out the Athenians and push them out of their territory.
Maybe so.
That's what it looks like anyways from the outside.
Yeah. Get out your tinfoil hat. Okay. So, not a bad move here, BSO. I kind of like that. And I would come in and participate, but it looks like somebody else was going to take him on, and that's not working out so well. So congratulations to BSO on acquiring their new system. However, not a super big fan of that service. I would probably say save your currency, right? Anybody disagree? Save your currency on that one. Maybe you could look for some other territories because I'm not feeling that, accuracy. That's an increased penetration. I mean, Gregor, what's 40% base to accuracy going to yield you?
It's not even in a hurry, man. It's not even in a hurry.
Yeah, you're not going to see that, BSO. This is a territory service you're not even going to see. So I don't know that I would spend the money on that. All right. Any other questions? Anything else before we get ready to wrap up? We've been on a little bit too long, but we can get ready to play our game. As a matter of fact, Gregor, I believe our jackpot is actually up to 700 Sport Drive components here today.
700,000? That's ridiculous. I love it.
That would be ridiculous. No, 700 Sport Drive components today to 2 different people, total of 1,400 that we could give away today if somebody is fortunate enough to win on our Family Feud game. Yes, last-minute questions.
Hey, DJ, can I say something real quick? So that accuracy, you're making the comment that it's not worth it, right? Scopley should make everything worth it, and that would make territories more fun.
Agreed. As a matter of fact, what Gregor and I had discussed early on was fine. Take all of these services exactly as they are. Even do what they actually say. How about 40% to the base? Okay, plus 4. See, here's the thing, Gregor. This is why this blows my mind. Why is this why does this math work? It says plus 40% base accuracy for all ships. Okay, now we know what the Scopley math formula is. Okay, that 40% is being added to the sum of all bonuses. All right, but that's not 40% to the base.
No, it's not. It's bad wording.
It's actually written incorrectly. If this was truly, in fact, 40% addition to the base, wham, then it would be highly worth it. Highly worth it.
Oh, I agree. That's what it's saying. Make it worth it. Make us want to get the territory.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the service buffs are terrible or not worth it. But, again, you're not supposed to probably activate them all. You're supposed to go through and activate the ones that you want. Like this one. This one's not bad. Listen, Wham, we had one that, we didn't think that it was going to be that great, but it actually ended up, we did see it, right? Was it this one right here? Armada Combat Enhancer, okay? It says 25% increase to weapon damage when attacking armadas. We, at first, thought that this would be nothing, but it was just cheap. It was Tier 1 Isogen, so we activated it. And it actually, we saw a difference, right? Now maybe you take 5 or 6 players, all with 25% increase to their efficiency, and then, stack that on top of an armada. But we did better, right? I felt like we did better.
I agree.
Did you happen to run any solo tests? Because I know you like to you solo some of those things, especially given your Stella.
No, I did not. Well, I did do a calculation. It was basically 2 extra crit shots per armada for a 27 rounder for a mud armada, but that's the only test I did. So
it doesn't sound like
that doesn't
a lot.
Sound significant, but when you have 6 ships getting 2 extra crits, it adds up, I guess.
Okay, so 12. Yeah, 12. Yeah, you would have been 12 extra crits by then, because we did see a difference. We did see a difference. I felt like we could see the difference. Let's see. Blokimon says, "Did you get my PM case for Rogue Space? It's getting bad." Blokimon, I'm not sure if I did or not, but I'll come back and check that a little bit later. Let's see. Is the bot working? Don't know. We're going to find out in a moment. Bombastic. Why can't we choose to spot we want when we relocate? Oh, why can't we choose the spot we want when we relocate to a planet? Very good question. No idea, but that would be wonderful, right? Being able to choose your spot on a planet. That'd be super great, especially for rating. Devil's Advocate says, if an alliance has 5 territories and wants a different one, do they choose which one is dropped, or is it chronological? No, you can click on any territory you want, all right? So now I'm only showing one, so I'll demonstrate this to you, but I'm only showing the one. Now, if I go into the embassy for that zone, I can click on this abandoned zone, okay? Now, if Jammed were to do that, they're holding 4 territories. They just click on the embassy for whichever one they want to abandon, and they can get rid of it, okay? I'm not going to click it, Jonathan. I won't do it. We have a territory in 2 hours we need to take over. It's going to happen. All right? So, yes. Let's see, what else we got? So to answer your question, yes, you can choose which one to drop. Why can't we get sorting options sorted out? You're talking about on your officers, Mark. Don't know. Question's been asked and answered for the last year. We don't have an answer. Jonathan says, I'll become a double gold sponsor if you drop your territory. You know what? Let's see. How long do we have left on this one? We still got it for 2 more days. And we got this. I don't want to drop it. That's not fair to my people. Although it wouldn't affect our ability to take this over. And, here's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily, again, I told you guys, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to getting rid of this because I feel like that's a pretty shoddy tier 1. But, I mean, I'd have to really go through and study the map again and figure out where I'd want to put them. Because this territory's still open, but there's also time. I don't care to go up against somebody. I would have gone up here and competed for this one, to be honest with you, but I was here with you guys. But this would have been a good one to compete for, I think. Not necessarily for the service, but just your little zone right here. A couple of tier 2s and a tier 1. You're going to get all the Isogen you need. You would be able to mine 2. You'd be able to mine 1, 2, and 3-star Isogen in all of these systems, plus 3-star gas on a high speed. BSO made the right move here. I really hate that I didn't see that sooner. That would have been a great territory to take. Would have been a really good one to take.
DJs, I got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Tavi Moza.
What's up, buddy?
So, in the episode when we got a surprise visit from Panic, I believe I remember him saying that the services would change once they reset.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. Right now, what we're seeing, we're still technically in week 1 here, okay? This grayed out section right here, okay, this is the next one. Now, you'll notice that they're the same right now, okay, but eventually this gray is going to be different than this one. You know what? Here's a good example. Let's go check this one that BSO just now took, all right? They just started their 2nd week. So let's look at their territory now. And we see that it's going to stay the same again, all right? So for week 3, it's going to be accuracy. Has anybody done, let's see, what was another territory that was today? I think Thalen was, right? Yep, 6 days, 21 hours, so it's staying the same. So they have not changed. Oh, okay, so, Truck and Chick just posted that mod announcement said that they're not changing this arc. Okay, so for this month, they're all going to stay the same, but next month they'll start changing, okay? They'll start changing. Phoenix says, what happens if an alliance loses a zone in the middle of their territory and lose the warp route connection? So here's what happens, all right? Let's pretend right now that Jammed lost this territory, this 2-star territory right here in the middle. If that happened, then nothing technically would change at this moment. You cannot activate new services, and you cannot take over new territories until you're contiguous, okay? And I know about the services. Snake Eyes, am I right about the about the takeover? Thank you.
As per Leela, she checked. You can't do anything but retake over the territory you lost until you're whole.
Or abandon. So if Jammed were to lose this territory, okay, they've got 2 choices. They would not be able to activate any new services and cannot participate in any new takeovers until they're whole. So that would really suck. If they lost this territory right here, to grow anywhere, they would have to abandon their 3-star. If they wanted to keep their 3-star, then they could not activate any services for the entire week until the 7 days rolled around for them to retake Buran. You see? Or they'd have to give up both Thalen and Comst so that they could keep their 3-star if they wanted to proceed west.
Or they could drop the 1-star.
Well, this is 2 territories. This is Thalen right here and Comst. There's 2 1-stars here. So they'd have to abandon both of them if they wanted to continue going west, which they could do. If they lost Baran, they could keep Barasa and proceed west and still be in a good spot. No, they wouldn't either, because the phantom particles are coming out of these tier 1s. They would want to retake Baran. And you know what? Jammed has a little bit more at stake than some of the other alliances. The Athenians, same thing. If somebody interrupts their system here, let me just say, the Athenians and Jammed at this particular point have 1 and 2 of the best possible paths on the map for the purposes of the particles. So they are going to have to fiercely defend any takeovers that happen, because for them to lose any one of these systems, puts them at a severe disadvantage based on their path, based on their play. All right. Same thing for the Athenians up here. They've got all 3 sets of particles covered, but losing one of these systems would be detrimental to their gameplay. And I'm sure other alliances are going to try to come in and start doing this. Look here. I mean, Jag has got a very nice territory here, but could very easily start to push west to try to get some of these extra particles. It could happen. So and Jag's a powerful alliance. They could do it. The Athenians versus the Jag would be an intense battle. That would be a huge battle. So it'd be fun to watch.
Well, you wouldn't be able to because the server would crash.
That's true. Nobody would be able to attack anybody, and lag would just, all throughout. Any other questions? Yeah, you're right, Hudson. I know. That was silly of me. Lag. Jester says, will Prime Territory research get better, or it is what it is? Will the Prime, are you saying the actual Primes themselves? Yeah, buddy, they're probably are what they are. And, we came out, Gregor, on this show when the Primes were first introduced, and we went over all 3 Primes. And we said what we thought was going to be worth it and not worth it. And a lot of people went out and bought this one, Prime Damage versus Players, and then came back and said, I think it's broken. I don't think it's working. But, we tried to tell as many people as we could. And Scopley, by the way, they said, listen, you should be saying – they were joking with me, of course. You should be saying that they're all worth it. Well, sure. I mean, I could say that. But when players buy them and they don't see a difference, I
think they forgot to add wallets at the end of that. Prime Damage versus Players' Wallets.
It's damage versus Players' Wallets. You could have done something pretty phenomenal here by changing this number to 400 or 500%, then it would have been noticeable. 150% the damage is not enough to be a prime. And we've covered this. Listen, the writing's been on the wall. Just like Scopley was giving you guys hints with Crucible of War for the last year, all right? DJs and Snake Eyes and Gregor were giving you hints. Well, not Gregor. He was helping with the math. But DJs and Snake Eyes was giving you guys hints on research with the research deficiency video and all that stuff. We were talking about new research nodes and new primes. We were trying to hint at you that some of this new research was going to be better than others. The primes are not my favorite primes in the game. All right. This one's okay. But, I mean, again, that's arguable as to whether or not you need it. All right. I don't have it. And you guys already saw my Antares earlier with 125,000 protected. So, do I really need that?
DJ, can I cut in real quick?
Please.
The Prime PvP bonus is going to be more effective for smaller players who do not have as much extra research. The larger you are, the more research you have, the less effective it's going to be. So if you're level 15, level 25, and don't have a lot of research, it may be worth it to you. That's fair.
That's fair, because the reason that they're not effective to larger players is because the research is getting watered down. All right, so that's a fair statement. The less research you have, obviously the higher percentage points are going to be worth more points. Just going back to our school books exam. Or our school example, all right? The higher point assignments are worth more than the lower point assignments. So, the primes may be more worth it if you are not as well researched, all right? Oh, any other questions? Anything else? Jonathan Ingram says, buy all the primes. All the primes. Patron St. Nick says, when will capture lag be fixed? I don't know, Scopley. When will capture lag be fixed? I don't honestly have an answer for you, St. Nick. I do not. All right.
When would you like it to be fixed?
When would you like it to be fixed? We'll add it to the shopping cart. Hey, that one's 1,000% on Scopley. All right. They're going to have to determine. I mean, here's the pattern that I've noticed. I don't know. You guys share this with me or not, and then we got to get ready to wrap up. You guys share this with me or not. I have noticed a pattern of increasingly system-demanding events. Let's go back to Arc 1. All right? Arc 1 had the burst events, the introduction of the burst events, and that was a nightmare, right? I mean, that was bad. So we had the introduction of the burst events, and they had to do stuff to mitigate lag. Then in Arc 2, we did more burst stuff, but we introduced the better schedule. And by the way, lag was better, right? Lag was better. Then we introduced Arc 3, where we're going to cram the entire galaxy into one territory zone or two systems at a time because everyone wants to come and bash each other's brains out. All right? This it kind of reminds me, Kreger, of the launch of Swarm Space. All right, where we put the entire galaxy in one system. You remember that? And it wasn't even just to go in for a mission point. Anybody who's been around for a while remembers when Swarm Space was launched, not only did you have the entire galaxy had to fly into one system, but you had to kill hostiles in that system, Gregor. Do you remember? It was like it wasn't a small number either. It was like 25 or 30 hostiles you had to kill in that system. Do you remember?
Yeah, I'm hoping though that things will get better.
I think that I honestly think that Scopley, I think that they see it. Okay, honestly, I think that they see it because they made adjustments in Arc 1. They made adjustments in Arc 2. Now we've got this presenting itself now in Arc 3. I am hoping that adjustments are going to be made. And I think, honestly, that they will. It's interesting to me that this one persistent bug continues to happen. But, Gregor, we were talking about this last night. It's the same persistent glitch or bug. I'm going to refer to lag as a bug. It's not really a bug, but it's the same consistent problem, but it presents itself in different ways or different, like, the results of said actions. You know what I'm saying? Like the first time it was cramming everybody into the burst events, which we thought it might have been a clock issue. So then in Arc 2 that we break up the clock, right? Even here in Arc 3, we've broken up the clock for the three major regions, but now we just have a ginormous number of ships flooding into one or two systems. It just is...
We're just giving them more data to analyze to find the problem.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of almost feel that way because we're getting the same result with multiple causes. Like we do XYZ and we get A, and we do PDQ and we get A, and now we're doing LMNOP and we're still getting A. It's like the summation of all these formulas equals A, and now, solve for XYZ PDQ LMNOP. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're giving them the data. Now we know XYZ equals LMNOP equals PDQ, because they all equal A, which is lag. So, again, that was a silly, synonym, so to speak. But there is more data coming in, and we are trying new mechanics that are resulting in the same problem. So maybe that will help point in the direction of what is actually causing the problem to begin with. All right. Maztag, don't tempt me with lasagna math. He says one lasagna plus one lasagna only equals one lasagna. That is not true. I mean, it might equal one lasagna after DJ's is done. All right, because I'm all about the lasagnas. All right. Let's see. Any other questions? We've been on way too long, but I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed hanging out in video with you guys a little bit and answering some questions. I'm probably going to actually stay on afterwards and actually play. I told UKA that I was going to play with them, and it's been 2 hours, and we haven't done anything, so maybe we'll let them show off a little bit to the galaxy. Anyhow, any other questions or anybody need anything else before we get ready to play our game? Anything at all?
I need that sweet, sweet game music.
The game music?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Game
do it.
intro. Go.
Let's do it. All right, Gregor was trying to sing it to you, but here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Yes. Cue the trumpets. Hey, are we allowed to play this song on YouTube? We may. I don't know. Is this copyrighted? I may have to actually cut the video. It's fine. Who's dancing? There you go. It's time to play Talking Treks Family Feud Fast Money, where our jackpot is up to 700 Spore Drive components. 700 Spore Drive components is what we're up to. It was 150 or 250, and then we've had losses 3 weeks in a row now. So we've added 450 to our 250. We're now at 700. 700 is where we are, ladies and gentlemen, and that is not just for one player. It is for a pair of players. For those of you watching in YouTube, we'll give you just a second to pop on over into our Discord. And just to give the official rules to everyone who's listening, if you are a first-time listener, welcome to the show. Welcome to Talking Trek. My name is UltimatDJz. I'm your host, and this is our game show giveaway. It is going to be just like Family Feud. We're going to pick one player. We're going to pick one player. They're going to get a chance to pick their partner. And then we're going to put one of them in a silencing booth while the other player plays Fast Money. Then they're going to come out here. They got to total up their points. They got to get two. Seriously, who's hitting my base? Who did it? Hey, Jonathan Ingram. That's Jonathan Ingram in our Discord, everybody. Then you got to get 200 points. We've asked 100 people the top five these questions. Top five answers will be on the board. And 200 points will win you jackpot, not only for yourself, but for your partner as well. 700 Spore Drive components each. Vita, this is not looking good, buddy. Yeah, this is not looking good.
Some people are just constantly joining and parting the channel.
Okay. Well, we'll throw up a little edit marker here. And really, truthfully, Snake Eyes, we can probably go ahead. Here's what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll transition off of the YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody. While we're waiting for Vita to take care of our bot, I want to thank everybody who's watching right now. Even literally at this moment, we've got 62 viewers on YouTube right now. I'd like to say thank you to all of you guys. I've got your YouTube chat open right now. Thank you guys all very, very much. Spin Sugar, thank you. Cinda here, thank you. John Coyne, Truck and Chick has been over on the YouTube. Appreciate you guys, and I know Dark Lord was there. There were a few others earlier before it kept dying as well. So thank you guys very much. At this point, I'll go ahead and end our YouTube stream, and of course, I don't know how this is going to work. We'll see if we can get it uploaded here a little bit later and just see how everything goes there. But nonetheless, want to thank everybody. Thank you for being here, and we'll go ahead and end our YouTube stream here. You guys have a wonderful evening.